Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Benjamin Breaker Novotny. We are just about to dive into the first match of day 2 of the Barcelona CSGO Invitational, and our first match is going to be between X6tence as well as G2 eSports. Now, we just got off of the analyst desk, and they have already highlighted time and again that they feel extremely strongly. What on earth are we doing on Facebook? Jeez Louise. Sorry about that. They feel very strongly that this is a map that we're not going to be seeing X6tence taking, but at the same time, this is the map pick ban system basically favoring our Spanish team. Flippin, the 1.6 legend, gonna be doing his best to not necessarily carry his team to victory, but it's interesting to note. I'm sorry, is this correct? We don't have a knife round? That looks like we already missed the knife round and we're already diving straight into the game. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn up the volume just for you guys. Should be perfectly fine now. And by the way, I do think the sponsors of this tournament would be ESL, as well as ESL Expo and the World Mobile Congress. Here it is. It looks like the entry smokes are being tossed in. That's 2 of them. That means we're missing a couple of armors at least on X6tence. Didn't have enough time to read the buy. A little bit of friendly fire, and we'll be seeing Kingwin's Easton taking down his teammate Scream. He's now in a bit of an awkward position. He's going to go straight up into control room, and it looks like the bomb got planted for X6tence. Amazingly not losing a guy until finally Smithsy getting an opening headshot on that. Here we are. X6tence, they're managing to repel this. Excuse me, X6tence on G2. That was a little bit confusing. One player's name is X6tence, and then another player's, an entire team is called X6tence, but there it is. The defuse coming in from Shocks, and that's going to make a very kind of one-sided pistol round. Very difficult to actually get that bomb down, but with that being said, X6tence is going to be taking the money. I'm thinking they did not come out on top of the knife round. Otherwise, they would have rotated to CT side, or at least chose to swap to CT side. It's very, just in my opinion, less than fortunate that we didn't actually catch the knife round. It's actually a lot more important than some tournament organizers do not hype it up to be. It can determine the beginning or end of a map, really. But Shocks looks like he's going to be catching on to something here. Yeah, he doesn't see it, but I mean, now he sees it. It's going to be 2 for 1 in the exchange, and looks like he might stand to get a third here. He's got 54 HP left, however, and it's going to be Inanux getting a headshot. It's going to be NMT opening up a pathway into bomb site B now, but they are still a little bit of a ways away from getting the plant down. And again, there's no kits on D2 right now. Excuse me, G2. So, getting the defuse is going to be a little bit difficult. Right now, X6tence, this team, they've got a couple of MP7s to work with. They don't have the firepower to match G2 eSports, but of course they do have the manpower in some ways. They just have to really group up on their targets, but it's never going to be that easy when you got one guy down with 9 HP. That's one bullet he needs to take, effectively speaking, and then he's out. That should be information that that has been fed to what remains of G2 eSports roster. You can just look in console as soon as you're dead, and well, you know how much HP your opponent has left. RPK just waiting for someone to come through backdoor. 25 seconds remaining. He's actually doing a rapid rotate himself. Looks like there's some kind of a fake out that he was convinced to go towards bomb site B, but they now have the information of where RPK is. X6tence now on the rotate, but it's looking like he's about to get stopped a little bit short before Inanox is taken down. So now it's 2 versus 2. Huge HP advantage for G2 eSports. Firepower as well. Got the bomb planted. That's going to be NMT falling, and it's all on eStore for the time being. If he can just make one bullet impact into RPK is all right, but he's waiting in smoke. That was a fake. He does take down RPK, gets away with the M4. Gonna toss a soft flash to the right of his then present position. He's now looking to duel, and he gets it. That is something that's going to put a little bit more hope into the eyes of Team X6tence taking this round, and that's actually going to be G2 eSports on. They could afford pistol armor buys, but you know, honestly, it's just going to be difficult to make anything else happen. eStore, there it is, closing out that final frag, ring around the train car, And he gets it. But it looks like Shocks, well, this is actually a full buy coming out from G2 Esports. This is something that if it doesn't work, it's really going to set them back. But every weapon that they have in their hands are capable of, again, those one-hit kills, as long as they provide, as long as they make contact with the enemy's head at just the right distance. But for the time being, it's looking like a strong stack for bomb site A, if I'm looking at this correctly. Ladder room and main entrance. 4 guys on that, but we also got someone venturing just a little bit towards back door. If I'm looking at that correctly, it should be East door, but that, or Easter, however you read that name. Number 8, I can barely make it out on the minimap because we are using a clean feed today, but hopefully we'll have something else to work with in the near future. That's going to be Smithy, open up as the first frag by NMT. Takes 0 damage for it, by the way. So kind of adding a little bit of a push to a shove. And Existence, they're taking this round as slowly as they, I wouldn't say as slowly as they possibly can, but very patiently. Falsified flash into bomb site B, and it's going to be a rotate through ladder room to get into bomb site A. We've got Existence behind the electric box, cable box, whatever you want to call it, and he gets taken down. It's now, we're going to see Easter taking down RPK. Scream finds one connection with his Deagle, but immediately is refragged by Easter. Fallen Shocks now with the M4, and Easter just gets a double kill and says, hey man, this round belongs to us. Spanish crowd at home already cheering for themselves, and there was a bit of a caster bet earlier today at the analyst desk. They were thinking to themselves, all right, well, we don't want to see this go 16-2. It couldn't possibly be 2 16-2s in a row or 3 16-2s in a row. Well, maybe he jinxed it. We're about to find out. G2 Esports actually kind of on the back foot in all of this. You know, we've seen a lot of near wins from the Spanish side of this tournament system, but no actual wins just yet. Scream just, he does a quick rotate on that P250. I think I'm wondering if he accidentally bumped into his keyboard and then fired it that way. I've done that before myself. NMT waiting for a slight overextension from Scream here, or whoever might be going through that entrance. He's in A main room right now. Blast and Ho getting ready to turn this corner, turn left, and I don't know if Scream, yeah, there it is, he gets revealed. Hits nothing with that. Might have been a tad of friendly fire there, but it looks like the rotate's being made towards A, and so too is the 4-inch from this team. Control room is going to be, well, Smithy, was going to be Smithy, and that's actually a refrag coming in from RPK. Now the rotate coming in from behind, and Flippin' shuts down Shocks. And that's, I think, 4-1 at the end of the round. So Existence finding a great opportunity to build their bank. Looks like we got a few nervous fans in there. Just one moment, kind of putting his hands behind his head just to, like, relax a little bit. There it is, one. That's NMT. Doesn't quite get the double frag there. It's actually Enonux who takes down that one guy in control room. But the final frag was not shown, but Flippin' was basically stopping the reverse rotate from ladder room. Flippin' now looking like he wants to help his team get into bomb site B with a very real plant this time around, perhaps, but nothing 100% guaranteed. I wouldn't say there's not too much to talk about right now. It's just that I'm the only guy who's casting this for the moment, so this is actually a little bit more difficult than one might think. Shocks extends a little bit there and just says, all right, I'm gonna get out. And Existence is gonna be playing this this round much more carefully, simply based on the merit that they are. There it is, smokes going down, pop flashes, everything else in between. That's gonna be Shocks making the opening frag. 2, is he gonna get 3? Falls just a little bit short, forced to reload, but that's actually going to be Inonux getting the refrag, and now we've got Smithy coming in to get the refrag onto his fallen teammate. He's going to seal this out with a double kill, and it's looking like a solid hold thus far coming from G2 Esports. It's now all on Blast and Ho. He's been spotted. He knows that there's got to be someone just directly to his right. He can't. That's Smithy sealing it out with a triple. That awkward moment when you realize your team's last best hope is you. It's Existence in the booth right now. They're not looking too terribly nervous whatsoever. By the way, if this is your first time watching the show, maybe just leave a comment below and let us know the feedback on the casting and everything else in between. It'd be nice to see. Also, let us know what you think of the casting. I'm only one guy doing this, but for the time being, this round we are going to be seeing a. I'm thinking this is a heavy A stack right now. I mean, they're all just parked right outside of A main's entrance. And at this stage, I mean, Existence, if they lose this round, this is where they lose the money. For the most part. Like, this is where their buy is going to begin to suffer. It already has in some ways. As you can see, Easter, on top of the AWP and a full set of armor, he can't really afford too much else. He does have a smoke grenade, but nothing else to really add to the utility. Nothing firm to point to an entry to either side of, to either bomb entrance just yet, but hey. Here we are. Easter just, I mean, he's trying to find it in, and there it is. That's going to be opening double frag by Existence, and it's going to be Internux getting a refrag onto his fallen teammates. There it is now. Shock's coming in, sealing things out with a double kill with RPK getting one in the mid, and that's 4-0. That's a big economic builder for G2 Esports, and right now Existence are a very, very hurt spot in the wave economy. So I'm a bit surprised to see that we don't even have. Okay, there we go. We got one Deagle and one P250 coming out from Existence, but definitely a very hard eco to work with. In between shots from P250s and Deagles, the supporting fire of Glocks can actually do quite a bit to enemies. And Shock's just looking for that opening target to fire on. Blind firing through smoke. We will see the opening frag actually be awarded to Existence. They're now going to pour on through that, but guess what? We got so many guys here. It's Scream and Smithy just pouring their bullets into the A main entrance or B main entrance, and that's Smithy who's going to seal it out with a triple kill. I tell you what, I mean, every time we see a pour into the site like that, it just reminds me so much of that opening scene from Saving Private Ryan. I think some of you guys might get what I'm talking about if you are as old as I am. You know, just, you know, the door goes down, soldiers pour out, they all fall down as bullets just rain on them. And it's not necessarily the quantity of bullets that are raining on them that's causing it. It's really just, you know, the fact that they're kind of lined up, and those bullets are going to tear through their teammates. In some cases, you see in attempts to fire back, they shoot each other by mistake. And that was just the case last round, if I'm not mistaken. Smithy waiting for anyone to, or really just anything to overextend backdoor. And this is looking like a difficult buy coming out from Existence. Yeah, they all have armor. Yeah, they all have AKs, but they don't all have utilities. One of the unfortunate consequences of this round, or perhaps the purchase of the most recent round to them. But a score of 4-3, not too terribly bad for Existence at this stage. It's just that if they can't, oh man, Smithy getting another one in the background. If they can't just, you know, shut this down, they're going to be hurting economically. They did manage to get an entrance on B, dropping two of their guys, amazingly enough. And I mean, Shock's there. He's looking for a target, but he can't quite find it. He did get lit up just a little bit by an AK. That's Missy coming in from where to get the opening frag? I couldn't see. But it's now all on Flippin', the 1.6 Legend, trying to make it happen, but RPK steals things out with a double kill and bringing it to 3 skulls right next to his weapon by the end of this round. Bomb has been defused, and we'll be seeing $3,800 going into the pocket of Scream, 35 to the rest of his teammates. So, again, we see Existence going with it's supposed to be a quasi-buy, mostly Tech 9s and armor to accompany that. They also have a few Molotovs and smokes and a couple of flashbang grenades in there. I don't see why Shocks didn't just, you know, light up the target that ventured into his crosshairs. Maybe it was just bad timing on the right click. But instead of taking that shot, he just ended up backing out. I wonder if that was a slight misplay or something. I just can't personally identify with the reason he didn't pull the trigger. So Existence now waiting in the ladder room. This can make for a potential chase onto the rear, and that would actually be very powerful if it was not adequately picked up on, while G2 Esports are just holding from the front. That could get him 2-3 frags potentially. I wouldn't necessarily say a 5K, but I wouldn't put it beyond him. There it is. They're pouring into bomb site now, and I think that's Scream who came in from behind. I'm trying to identify his position on the minimap. Number 1, I can't really make out the numbers right now, so I can't do it. But the bomb has been planted, and given the position that Existence is in as a team right now, that's not really that bad. They're gonna get, if they lose this round, then we're talking about them getting away with potentially $4,200. Blasting Ho. Flipping, he's on the other side of smoke. The defuse has already begun. He gets 1 frag through it. He gets, oh my god, at the last possible second, he stops the defuse, but now he throws a Molotov on it, and question is, can they get it in time? Maybe, more than likely. Oh my god. Yeah. Congrats to G2 Esports for shutting this down. That was very, very close, however. Flippin', just showing that I wonder if he had maybe waited until, say, the last possible second with that Molotov. Would it have been possible? But, on the whole, really, it was really close. Just 1 more second, and this round would have been over, and boom, Terrorists would have won. But that was one hell of a play coming out from Flippin'. I didn't think he was going to make a frag through the smoke, but he knew what kind of position he was in. He knew what he had to do, and he did, for a short time, make it look like it was going to happen. On the whole, and off the back of that bomb plant and loss, as a result, we do see that there's a full buy coming out for Team Existence. There it is. Enan just looking for something through the smoke, a shot in the dark, and I think he managed to make one connect with Existence, but on the whole, really, it just really didn't get the frag. So, you know, just telling him, you know, hey, back off, man. This is my tunnel to enter through. For the time being, however, I'm having difficulty identifying just what kind of a play this is going to be, because this is a 2B 3A split for the time being, 1 at backdoor, and that's actually a nice opening frag by eStore. He's gonna make the entry potentially real into bomb site A, but already we can see Enan okay in bomb site B. So what's the play gonna be here? Is it now an entry into A? Yes, it is. That's Existence holding it very well, and now Team Existence is in a little bit of trouble. He gets a second frag with a grenade. Smithy is going to get another one in between. Well, that's going to be eStore getting another. He's looking for a third. Smithy gets one. I think he just took a chunk of damage. Indeed, he's still alive with only 30 HP, if I read that correctly. But saved by the bell, and G2 Esports will live to fight another round. Blind fire coming around here, and that's one salvaged op for the team of Existence. Existence as a team. It's a little bit nerve-wracking when you have to read a player's name whose name is Existence, and then the enemy team whose name is, by coincidence, the same name, Existence. I'm not joking. With look at the second player on the blue side, and for G2 Esports, and then look at the top of your screen for our Spanish team. Opening frag, just slightly missed there by, I think it was Smithy there at bomb site B. No, I'm sorry, it was Shocks. He does take no damage from that, and he's just going to skedaddle on out of there, perhaps fall back to a secondary defensive position. And this is already very much so looking like T's want to make that entrance into bomb site B. But really, with Shocks on an AWP, it's hard to say. Here it is, tossing out one incendiary, going to try and keep them from going into site just a little bit too fast. Pop flash has been made, and Enan here is just trying to make sure that no one's on top of the entry car, and he's turning the corner only to be greeted by Shocks' 2.23 round. Shocks is now looking for the target behind the train cart. I mean, that's flipping right there. If he can take him down, he's taking down potentially the shot caller of the team. And with that being said, he shut this down. That's flipping falling in the background. We got X6tence getting a double kill. And it's going to be now only RPK against who? Blastinho. Counter-terrorists win. And that's 9 points on the board for our team from... Pardon me while I find my water. Our team from Denmark, if I'm not mistaken. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? Our French team. G2 eSports, French team, clearly. I didn't even look at the flag correctly. I'm sorry, guys. My mistake. Enan now looking like he's going to go ahead and roll on through this. And then just get on out to... Smithy's looking for a way to take advantage of this, and well, he got in and he got out amazingly with his 5-7 in hand. Shock's now gonna be looking for someone to enter through B lower entrance, and that's an AWP watching B higher entrance. I think if G2 eSports had this kind of information, they would potentially choose to rotate back towards bomb site A. Just potentially. A main definitely looking very appealing right now, what with the lack of pressure on it, but it looks as though we could be seeing a double counter entrance. There it is, Shocks with the smoke. NMT just looking for that opportunity to enter. Switches to the Tech 9 at just the most inopportune moment, and that actually allows X6tence as a team to slide in there, and that's going to be 1 for 2. Oh my god, Smithy getting a double in all of this, if I'm looking at this correctly. Then he switches out to his pistol, but that's a triple for Smithy, and X6tence is going to seal it out with the final frag of the round. So double for 1 and triple for another. 3 guys left on the CT side, while we've got the entire terrorist side just getting mauled, decimated, if you will. And with that kind of thing happening, that's just... It's not pretty, it never is, but, you know, when you've got 3 to 4, a minimum of 3 players left alive on one team, you're talking about around that more or less breeds profit for the team that wins. And there it is, just nice lineup there, and that allows X6tence to get 1 kill. It looks like he was robbed of a double. It's going to be Scream and Shocks another, and it looks like 1 for each on, 1 for just about everybody on G2 Sports. So what you're talking about there is, with that situation, you're talking about 35-50, because it's 32-50 for the elimination, and then once we saw 1 for 1, each player getting a frag, then you're talking about throwing $3,500 in their banks. And no matter what, after this round, win or lose, they're going to be able to afford a full buy, and pretty soon it's getting to that point where economy is irrelevant, because this is round 14, the penultimate round of the first half. So next round is actually the last round of the first half, and X6tence kind of taking an unfortunate beating from all this. The pistol round is going to be very, very important to them going into the second round of the first half. Or excuse me, first round of the second half. There it is, RPK getting 1. He's got the AK in his hand. He's stuck in smoke now. Can't really get a clear shot. 13 bullets remaining. Blastinho takes him down. It's going to be RPK now getting 1, and he's still alive? Jeez, in the background. That was a rotate by the observer, and that's 2 versus 1. Blastinho at 7 HP. He's going to be facing off against RPK as well as Smithy. He does find Smithy, but it's finished off by RPK after the information is given to his French teammate. And now you can just see the expressions on their faces. I mean, they kind of know, yeah, we're doing all right. I didn't like the way we had 3 guys falling there. It feels like there was a misplay somewhere in between. It was written all over their faces, really. Some slight miscommunication of some form or another. But this is now the final round of the first half, coming out from both sides. Full buy from both ends, and X6tence doesn't have the most amazing utility, but a solid amount to work with. They've got enough for rotations if they wanted to, but I'm wondering if we're going to be seeing some yellow swag plays coming out from G2 eSports, since they really don't have too terribly much to lose off of this. Smithy does eat a grenade to the face, about 5 feet away from his face. Still alive. Flippin looks like he's trying to defend any kind of a counter push that they may have while they're going into A site. This is clearly and obviously an A stack, and I think what we could see coming up next is potentially a dive into ladder room. It's gonna be Shocks now taking down Flippin. And that's gonna be. I feel like X6tence there. He kind of caught on to that a little bit slowly. He saw Blast and Ho coming out of smoke, but just waited for him to land before opening up on him. Nonetheless, I mean, can't really punish him too terribly severely because in that duel, his target was left with only 12 HP. 4 versus 4 is the name of the game, and that HP advantage is looking pretty apparent on G2 Sports. But as I say that, RPK does get one frag. The bomb is being planted at B. NMT does a quick fake and then a replant, if I did that correctly. Otherwise, it was an observer bug of some sort. Enan gonna be getting Scream down, and that's gonna bring things to 3 versus 3. Shocks taking one down. It was looking a little bit promising for Team X6tence, but now it's 2 versus 3, and they're getting pushed on. That's 1 versus 3. Blast and Ho, the last hope of the team. He's gonna throw that Molotov onto the bomb and then just wait a little bit longer. He does hear the defuse going in, and that's 13 HP. It's real. He's got to do something. I think that might have been nerves there at the last moment. 12-3. For your first time on stage as a team, you know, that may not be too terribly bad. But at the same time, we don't want to punish our guys from Spain too terribly harshly because they are facing off against a very heavily experienced team. Another team from Spain actually nearly took down Dignitas yesterday, and we're about to dive into the second half of the first map. It may be rather short, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the video at now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Benjamin Breaker Novotny on behalf of Mixbot TV. Please consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. Leave us some comments and the feedback and everything else in between. We'll be seeing you guys with the second half very shortly.